If we make more life and death decisions, that being yes and no, you make more right decisions.
Okay. What's up? Welcome back to the Cole Connor podcast. For the first time ever, we are outside.
Yeah, this is nice. It's actually nice as crap.
And it feels amazing. We're at Patriot Park in Sumter, South Carolina. And today, I am with Owen Hallinan. That's how you pronounce your last name.
Yeah, that was actually really good. That's the first time you ever pronounced it?
Maybe. I don't know.
Dude, people botcher our name so much.
Hallinan.
They put extra letters in it all the time. We'll be getting mail at the house and just be like, they'll be putting G's in it and C's in it and stuff. I'm like,
it's not right. Yeah. I always get the, they spell my name ER instead of OR. Connor. OR. Yeah. It happens all the time. So, Owen, man, this is kind of surreal a little bit. So I met you a long time ago.
Yeah, it's world kind of pulls us back together. That's kind of interesting.
I'm trying to honestly. Sometimes I feel like I don't remember a lot before 21. So I might have this completely wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was with a youth group, ish type thing, with West Side.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was good friends with Will and Josh, who went to West Side Baptist Church. And I met you through the youth group there. And you're older than me, pretty sure.
How old are you?
I'm 27.
So I'm 1 year older than you.
Wow.
Until December, I'll be 29.
Wow. It's so funny how some people seem so much older than you.
I know. It's the beard, man. It's the
beard.
It's
the beard?
Yeah,
you had a beard back then too, probably.
But it's the length of the beard now.
Okay.
There's like grays and stuff in it now. And there's multiple colors. So
yeah,
that's when you start to age a little bit more.
Maybe.
There's just 2 years of stress too.
Yeah.
It's also induced inside this as well. So
that's just crazy. I thought you were older than that. Or I thought you were like 31 maybe. Or I thought you were like 4 years older.
I could be 31. I mean, pretend, bro. But.
No, that's fine. I just looked at you that way because I feel like your sister was more close to my age maybe. What's the difference?
3 years.
3 years.
3 years.
I guess that kind of makes sense. It was maybe a little bit closer. Okay, so that's how we met. And we weren't close or anything.
Not really,
I
man.
think I had one conversation with you maybe.
We talked every now and then and whatnot. I mean, that's kind of, I guess, like you when you're younger, you get different vibes. You get different vibes with people. You get older, you get different vibes with people, and that stuff just changes. Like as we learn in life, so like kind of like what we want and whatnot. Like some people you weren't close to back in the day. Now you just like you're buddy with them. You can be best friends, or you got the closest relationship in the world, and you got best friends back in the day that you don't even talk to anymore.
That's so true.
Like
it's so
funny. Half of my best friends, like I ain't seen them or heard from them in. Maybe, dude, I'm 29, or almost 29, so probably close to like 15 years, some of them.
That's wild, because you just change so much, man. I'm actually really lucky that I have some friends that stayed with me through all these changes, like Josh being one of them. You know Josh.
Yeah, Josh
Jennings. Him and Will Richardson.
Hey, Josh Jensen, that's my boy. My bad.
Whoops. But no, I mean, we've been friends since I was like 11. But there's still so many other people that just comes, especially college friends. Because I went to Clemson. Did you go to school?
I went to Anderson, so we were like right next to each other.
That's wild.
Some of the circles just keep spinning like that.
That is great. How long did you go? Did you stay?
2 years.
2 years. Okay.
So I wanted to do personal training. And I found out you don't have to have degrees for that.
You don't.
So
no.
It's just like they were like, hey, you want to spend $30,000? I was like, no, sir.
Yeah.
Let me go try to make some money. So instead of spending the money, I made the money the following year, and then the year after that, like just kind of like testament, just like to putting your nose down and doing good work was like you went from 30 to 60. Like you're able to like to do it like that because you learn how to grind. But I quit doing that because I didn't like the corporate business model.
Yeah,
that was it.
I totally get that.
And I learned over the years, like the more I fell in love with entrepreneurship, it was just like, not everybody's meant to work for somebody. Some people are just meant to be a brand.
Yeah,
some people are just meant to be just straight up, you're a brand, I'm a brand. I think everybody also is. I mean, they could be their own little brand, but.
So okay, let's talk on that for a second. And the mic. You gotta talk a little bit closer. You're going over it a little bit, which is okay, but it sounds way better.
My bad.
Yeah. So being an entrepreneur, let's talk about that for 1 second. So I came in entrepreneurship when I was like 22, 23. You're saying you were like 20-ish?
No. Not like I was still working for people until like a month ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like,
well,
I was still working for people, but the vision of entrepreneurship was like, I want that. I want that.
Yeah.
I want that. Like I need that portion in my life. And I was always pursuing something, like whether it be a gym, whether it be my own personal training service, my own, and now, you know, with one of my old personal training clients, a CBD business, like to be able to produce that out of my career, and to see now, like, you know, how the circle's still spinning, creating connections. Connections
are so important. And just on the entrepreneurship in general, what I find that's we talked about this very briefly before the podcast, but like, what for you is it that you like? Okay, so for me, when I think about working for someone, I think I can make anyone's business amazing if I want it. Like if I feel good about it.
Same.
And it's not that I can't, like I can't work for someone. It's just that I really just don't want to.
No,
is that kind of how you?
No,
how
I
you
completely
are?
get that vibe. But there is one thing. It's like, you know, I found myself when I was trying to, like, when I was working for other people, you know, yeah, I can make somebody else's business better because I'm not going to do something I don't enjoy doing at all. Like if I hate picking up trash, I'm gonna find a way to enjoy picking that trash up because I'm making money doing that crap.
Yeah.
But like when I was cooking in a restaurant, like it'd be so stressful sometimes, and like people didn't really work on the same wavelength, and I was like, maybe this isn't my wavelength. Maybe this is everybody else's thing. Maybe I'm too far ahead or too far behind, and maybe it was just too far behind all the time. Like
explain what you mean by that exactly.
Like
for the restaurant example,
like your energy, like your energy in the kitchen. Like somebody may be like, you know, kind of just dragging his stuff all day, and then you might just be on top of your stuff.
Yeah.
And so those two personality types, like, you know, in a business, don't really mix at all. There's no cohesion, so there's no connection between those two employees.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I don't need to be in an environment like that. Maybe I need to put myself in my own environment and create it.
True. Yeah. It's almost toxic it's definitely toxic when you're around people that slow you down, particularly.
Absolutely.
I know I worked in several restaurants and that happened a lot.
Yeah, you never let anybody stifle your growth.
Yeah.
I mean, when somebody else does that, you have no control over your own life. Like dragging people through life or being the one drugged, that sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks. I mean, like we were talking about this earlier too, is like that you know, loving yourself. That when that happened, like the entrepreneur thing was just like, oh, and you have to be an entrepreneur now. Like you can't get your message out. You can't get this message of taking my own personal pain and turning it into purpose, where it's like, now it's a business, now it's real, now it's raw.
Yeah.
You know, that's what, and we're trying to put out the most like trustworthy organic content, because like with CBD, nobody knows anything about it.
Yeah. That's honestly,
I'm
pretty clueless. I don't smoke much. I smoked for the first time like 2 years ago. And I'm kind of a little bit familiar with some CBD stuff. Like I did a CBD bath bomb once.
That's cute, bro.
Yeah, I like baths. I tried it.
Yeah.
My mom's given me a couple things too that like a lotion or like stuff you maybe rub on your face or something. Which is that kind of what this is?
This is a pain cream. So this is not your Jergens. Yeah. Okay. This is not Jergens. This is a pain cream. So this is the only transdermal pain cream on the market.
Explain that to me.
Transdermal is being able to penetrate past the layers of the skin. The CBD is then able to actually get to the target point of, like, let's say if you're in pain, certain areas, you've got swelling, to be able to help heal the cells that are there and put your body back into some type of homeostasis. Because, you know, I pulled my hamstring Monday. I told you about that.
Yeah.
I pulled my hamstring, and like I was like, I mean, talking about Gampy.
Yeah.
You're walking with like one leg,
that's the
all
worst,
hard and stuff, and then you know, turn around and put the cream on it. I know the science behind this, but to watch it work is amazing.
Yeah.
To watch this thing work is just it's absolutely phenomenal, because it's to go from completely locked up and sore to I can now jog today.
Yeah, that's
now
crazy.
Think about old people.
Yeah.
Same kind of, I mean, they're not going to go run around and jogging and stuff, but
maybe they will, man.
Maybe they will. Maybe you will, old people.
Yeah.
But you know, that's not what I was thinking about. You know, they may not go out and do those activities, but there are activities they can't do, and that's pretty important to me, because like I watched my mom for the first time sew. And I was like, after using this, 2 days of using this, she's got 20 years of systemic lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, and this is like to watch something in a bottle that belongs to my company work on my mother.
That's pretty awesome.
To take that and give it to somebody else's mom.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is
my mom could use it. There's so
everybody's mom can use it. Yeah. It's for all moms. All moms.
This is a mom product.
All mom product.
No, dude, that's okay. I have a blister on my foot.
Don't put it on that.
Don't put it on a blister.
No, this is not. Okay. This is not a. Right. This is not like.
It's good to know. I was gonna do that as soon as I left.
Yeah, please don't do that.
Okay.
No, this is a pain cream. So like inflammation, swelling, joint pain, neck pain. You just put a body part, and then put the word pain behind it, and you can put it on there. Don't put it on any open cuts because you'll regret that.
Okay.
But this is got the appropriate amount of like menthol and camphor in it to be able to that you can smell it. You know, people you know how like icy hot or Bengay has a real potent smell. It also burns.
Yeah.
This does not burn.
Okay.
No burn.
Burn. So
no burn.
Now I actually understand the product way more. But let's talk about for a second how you kind of got here. Or let's just actually kind of where did you go from that moment you were at Anderson? Because like I said, I have no idea really. I know that you were a chef for a brief moment.
I went from Anderson to where did I go from there? I went to Anderson, back to Westside Christian Academy, taught PE for a year.
Wow. How was that briefly?
Oh, dude, it was awesome. But then it's also that working for somebody is that you're not just working for children, is you're working for parents and you're working for a principal and you're working with other teachers. I mean, you got a lot more different like personalities in there. And, you know, I might be able to like lead a group of kids through survival skills. Like that might be my thing, but I don't want to do it for my job.
Yeah,
I just can't. Like I was just like, you know, I love you kids, but you know, if I taught you, you were great. But Coach O's not really into this crap anymore. Yeah. So, but the education portion, my father taught me how to teach people. So I got a chance to be able to teach kids PE, but now I get a chance to teach people about helping themselves. That's awesome. Important to me. Yeah. That's very important to me. So the education part's still there. It's just how the education is being presented. The content changes over time. So.
That reminds me of it's not off topic, but it slightly is interesting. We talked about, you talk to your kids for a second. And you're like, if I taught you, Coach O wasn't in that. I had a teacher at Clemson who was a public speaking teacher. And he was a younger dude. That
was my favorite class in college too.
I really loved it too. And he was great at it. But what was so funny is after that year, I had followed him on Instagram, and now he's just like, all he's been doing, I really don't know what he's been doing, but it seems like he quit teaching, and now he just goes to festivals, and he parties all the time, and he just loves festivals, and he just...
That was the teacher. That's the one you see on TV.
Yeah, that must be
Mr. Johnson right there.
Yeah, exactly. It's just kind of, it's crazy how you... I don't know. Even as an older person, you look at teachers a little bit differently.
Absolutely.
In real life. But anyway, so okay, you did that, and then after that, what'd you do?
Yeah, I went. So after that, I turned around and started my personal training career. Went down to Orlando.
I remember that.
I found the biggest gym in all of Florida and was like, I'm gonna go work at that one.
Nice.
I don't know nothing about personal training at all. Not a solitary thing. I took anatomy and physiology, biology, took a couple of classes, and was like, I think I got some stuff. And went down there and ain't know nothing. They know nothing. But you know what I learned? I learned I knew nothing. So I had to learn something. So you start with something and you just pick up this one little thing. If you're passionate about something, you think this is your purpose, like it's pretty prevalent that, you know, stuff becomes a little bit easier to learn because you're pursuing it. And so I pursued getting like being a better trainer, but I didn't necessarily like always want to be the best trainer. Like I don't know, but I just wanted to be better. I wanted to be better. Like tomorrow, Owen, you're gonna be better. I remember the first time I got a $500 check, and it was for working like a whole month. Like it was so long. But I remember I got that $500 check. I was like, yes, I got $500. But then the next 2-week check was $500. Then the check after that was $700, and it was $750, and it just started to climb. And I was like, this is that entrepreneur drive, like where you just have something small, like, you know, sell a cream, and now you sell 1,000 creams. You sell a 10, and you know, so
it's crazy.
It is very crazy.
Things can change really fast, you know, as an entrepreneur.
In that facet though, is that the content about this doesn't change. Just the messages and the testimonials and the stories that come from other people. That's the only thing that changes. So the content is always relevant. Pain is always relevant. People always end up in pain some way, shape, or form. So this is always going to be something that's a thing, like water.
Yeah. That's true.
And so you make something that's like water, like I can talk about elbow pain, knee pain, shoulder pain, and somebody just be like, I got elbow pain.
Yeah.
I got that stuff. It doesn't matter. Like pain is pain. So let's just use this. You know, that's, and you want to make something that's, you know, that has that broad appeal. But, you know, that also comes in content too. It's like if I just put this out on the street and just said, hey, y'all want to buy some cream? Like, who are you?
Yeah, that's true.
I'm going to get in front of people and I will talk about this, because the thing we said earlier is that nobody knows anything about this stuff. It's not going to be because of me. It will not be because of me at all.
Well, so some of the, or what you learned personal training that obviously started your like entrepreneurship
I just saw the money.
thing?
I just saw the money grow. And I was like, I want, like, not necessarily like the drive for the money, but that was a piece of the
It like sparked it for you.
Yeah.
I get it.
But then I was like, so I'm in training. Let me open a gym.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I got to where I was a really great trainer.
Yeah.
So let me just open a gym now. You know, that's where the money's at.
Mm-hmm.
The money's not doing the training side of it. The money's like collecting the check, you know, at the door.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the money's at. And so would I rather put in 40 hours a week or 400 hours a week?
Yeah.
You know, and make the same amount of money. Like you can't do 400 hours a week. It's not a thing. So, you know, there's some practicality that I learned through that too. It's just like, I just physically can't get where I want to go and be where I want to be. Like I want to retire my parents next year.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't do that a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like Cole, to say that I got the opportunity to do that with this.
That's amazing.
Well, I'm blessed.
Yeah.
Blessed, but it's because I allow myself to be blessed.
Mm-hmm.
I allow myself
real.
to be.
You don't hold yourself back.
Not at all. I mean, other people do it for you.
Yeah.
Don't help them.
Yeah.
Don't help them.
If I would have listened to other people,
Don't join the club.
Yeah.
Don't join the club. I mean, we're individuals at birth. You know, we're individuals at birth, and we can turn around. We can decide what we want to do, and we're gifted with that right.
Mm-hmm.
Pick what we want to do, work how we want to work, when we want to work. I mean, if I want to work the rest of my life, I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to retire my parents next year, so I'm gonna be grinding. This whole entire next year is to be able to, you know, to put something away for them, because they did so much stuff for me. And you know, after, remember that flood a couple of years ago? Yeah. They almost lost their house. Jeez. So you almost lose your house, and you got to turn around and now focus on moving finances around. It's just different. It's just a different lifestyle that you're not used to and accustomed to. Yeah. And now it's like, I don't want you to suffer. I like ever have to worry about something. Mm-hmm. It's like, man, the water heater went out. All right, Dad, I got you, bro. Yeah. Like that's.
I mean, that's like, the goal with so many things.
But I want to put my people on that too. I want to put my friends and I want to put my circle on that too. Yeah. My circle would be on that, because, you know, my people, they may not have the same job or the same business that I have. Mm-hmm. But if you got a business in some way, shape, or form where, you know, this is your passion, I'll talk about that. Yeah. I'll talk about that. That'll be on the back of my tongue, like just for you, because you my boy. Mm-hmm. You know, this is your business and stuff. Somebody needs pictures of the house taken. Yeah. I'll call you right now. Hey.
No, yeah, that's what it's about, man. Mm-hmm. It's support. I think it's interesting too how we crave, or not everybody, but I know I do, and you do too, crave making sure your parents are like completely okay. Like it becomes part of what drives you.
Absolutely.
To make sure that they're good and that they don't have to, you know, struggle ever again. My dad told me this thing the other day that it really hit me, because I never even knew it. There was a time where they were just really broke. They were putting us through private school, and they were about to like buy us cars or something like that. And my dad, every night for like a year, something crazy, or maybe more than a year, from 12 a.m. to 4 p.m. went to some like sewer plant and just worked overtime. I never knew anything about it. I just knew that I saw him when I woke up in the morning and he drove us to school, and I was like, damn. That is just crazy. So they put so much work.
That's like a goosebumpy thing,
dude,
right there.
it was he told me that, and
the things parents do for us that we don't know about. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad.
Exactly.
And my kids gonna get the same. I don't want to have to put them through something like that, because I want to be there for, like, you know, whatever that may be. And
exactly.
So
yeah. Anyways, this is cool
that's
stuff,
deep,
man.
Bro.
Yeah, dude.
That's
when
awesome.
he told me, I just
get that on this.
Yeah, for real.
Man, thank you, Father. That's amazing. I mean, the things our parents do for us that we don't see. Like, you know, think about going to work, doing a 9-to-5 job, and then imagining somebody calling you and saying, "Hey, Mom, my stomach hurts." Yeah, I'm doing paperwork right now. Yeah. Like, I'm doing paperwork. I'm busy right now. I'm sorry, your stomach hurts. Yeah. Did you go to the nurse? Yeah, 6 times. I'm trying to call you. You don't pick up the phone. Yeah. Like, I've been texting you, Mom. Yeah. Where you at, Mom? Yeah, you know, that's crazy.
It really is, man. And I don't know. I got a lot of my entrepreneurship and just drive, I think, from both of my parents, because my dad ran his own company too. Mm-hmm. That's what made it even more special. He's an electrician. He still is. Okay. He runs one here in Sumter. And
what's it called?
Carolina Electric of Sumter.
That's how you shout out people right there.
Yeah. Hey, good one.
Carolina Electric of Sumter right there.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's where I got some of that entrepreneurship. But for you, okay, so let's take it back for a second. You got the entrepreneurship bug.
Yeah, we're back at the gym.
Yeah, so tell me kind of what happened after that.
I wanted to open up a gym, so I came back up here to Sumter, and I won't name drop this one by any means, just respect to businesses and stuff. But you know, I came up here to open up a gym with somebody, and you know, that just kind kind of just went south. I mean, it went south for me. You know, I was married at the time.
Yeah.
You know, think about that kind of transition where like now I've got to go try to find me a job. Like I got to find like,
That's huge.
you know, and you know, all I knew was training. And now I'm like working in a makeup analytical lab off of Dazzell. You know, that's
just to kind of like make money.
To make money, but it was good, and I appreciate it, and they come through for somebody when you know you needed them big time. But that was actually turned out to be a very good, you know, profitable thing for me from like an emotional standpoint, because I just lost like my everything that I knew, and now it's like, you know, I'm working in a makeup lab, pushing paperwork, but paid good money. I mean, we got plenty of hours and stuff, but you know, it's not what I want to do. And so I slowly began to see this process of like, I don't want to do this. Like, I don't want to do this like tomorrow, not long term. Like one of the worst things I tried to do was like, hey, you know, what do you want to be when you grow up? I don't know. Yeah. That's like 20 years from now. Yeah. What do you want to do tomorrow? What do you want to do tomorrow? Yeah. Hey, you remember when we were supposed to do the podcast last week? We was going to try to do it last week. There's always there's going to be a tomorrow, but like neither one of us are ready to do that last week at all. You had something else going on. Like there's stuff that like
I wanted to mentally be ready
at all. Yeah. And so I mean, I still had other stuff I was doing. I was supposed to be taking a trip. That trip got canceled, bro. And like some of the stuff with like. I've learned through like this recent stage of entrepreneurship. We'll get back to those stuff in a sec. But like the recent stage of it is that, you know, I don't have a schedule.
So true.
Oh my God. Like I don't have a schedule, bro. You talking about like happy everywhere. You wake up and you're just like, oh, you don't have to look at a clock. You don't have to like, you don't have to look, you don't have to do anything unless you make a schedule. But you also will not make any money. You will not make any money at all. If you don't do something like that. But to be able to have the luxury of, you know, I want to go in my underwear and start working on a computer because that's what I don't do that, by the way. I dress up nice. I dress up, you know, kind of nice to do all my work stuff. But
it does help to put on real clothes.
It does. Like you look professional, and then you're like, oh, I need to go to the store. Well, I can't go to the store in my underwear. You know.
Biggest thing too is shoes. Wearing shoes for me.
Yes, I do love shoes.
When I have shoes on, I feel like I'm working. But if I
feel
don't,
more professional.
Yeah, but when I don't, I just feel like I'm chilling.
Feel like you might go take a shower or something. Yeah, like you just slip into something comfortable. Cole slips into another shoes.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Now that this recent stage of entrepreneurship, like I'm happy. Like I'm so happy because I'm not reporting to somebody. The only people I report to are our customers. And when you report to your customers and not to a human being, and it's just like, you know, I can't, now there's some business decisions I can't make, which I'm okay with that because I don't want to make those decisions.
In this business you're talking about?
Yes. There's some business decisions I don't want to make. Yes. Yeah. But I don't want to make those decisions. But I have somebody that's going to make those decisions, and they're going to make great decisions because that's what they do. Like you don't want to have somebody that's going to like hold you back or slow the business down. Like you want somebody that's going to continually be progressive because they want to be progressive. You're making yourself better. I'm making myself better. The
partnerships are amazing.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And my guys formulated this stuff. I don't know anything about like how to put this together. Yeah. But they're going to teach me how to put it together. Yeah. I'll learn that crap. But I'm not going to be sitting there like, hey, oh, we need to put 1,000 of these together. I'm like, hey, that's y'all, bro. Like this is, you want to talk about getting rid of them? I can talk about pain. The content's amazing about this stuff because everybody experiences that. But I'm happy because the content I have is so relational to anybody. Professional athletes, elite level boxers, to nursing homes. Yeah. Like pain is pain. Pain just has a severity. It's a thing. It's real. Like it's raw. Like people can experience it. They haven't gotten rid of it. Some people have been living with it for years. And to be able to turn around and have a thing that's available for people to, like, you can get this over the counter. You can get it from me. Yeah. I'm a real person. Like I'm not I'm not Walgreens. Like I'm a real person. You can get this directly from me. And but Walgreens, if you want to put us in your store, we can take you in a heartbeat.
Come on, Walgreens, please.
Carolina Electric, Walgreens.
All the shout outs. No, yeah, I mean it's a special thing. And I think what I was telling you earlier too, I think it's cool that I love supporting like local things, and I know you always want to be more than local, but it's cool to watch someone's come up, and I think people support businesses. Like just seeing the beginning, it's cool. Like Jeff Bezos came from somewhere.
He came out of a garage.
Yeah, exactly.
And now he's got like 12-car garage.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a big difference.
I mean, we all start somewhere.
Yeah. So, but I want to the local thing you just said is that, you know, I'm just local to Sumter, but I want my local to be your local. Like I want my local to be, you know, if somebody's in pain and they use this stuff and somebody else around that person is like, man, I'm in pain. that's my local. That's my network, because that's the connection I created because of the content that I put out. That's why your content's so important. Like I'm not gonna put out no bad content at all. I will not. Let's
pause for a second, because I want to talk about content. But I gotta do this real quick.
All right, bet.
We all really do start somewhere. But the content thing.
Yeah.
What do you think about just content in general? Where's your brain on that? Because it sounds like that's a lot of your
you
role.
Find what people need to know. You find you have, like, if I've got a product and let's say I'm talking about CBD. Well, if I just start talking about shoulder pain, what the hell's the point in that? There's no point in that. And the reason being is because this content's not relevant for you to understand our product about CBD.
True.
So you have to understand what CBD is first. You have to understand the separation of CBD and marijuana.
That's great. Yep.
You have to separate.
It seems like it would be so simple, but people miss that a lot.
What's that?
What you just said, the point of you have to explain.
I thought you were talking about the CBD or the marijuana thing.
Or just you having to explain
I get that.
via content.
Absolutely.
Versus just being like, oh, you got pain? Use this. No, you have to really explain.
But you need to people need to understand stuff. Like when we learn something, like, so this is what I learned from my dad, especially from education, is that when we learn something, we learn it from a childlike mentality. Something brand new, like this stuff right here. I had to ask him how to change the pole height on this little ass microphone. But like,
there's nothing wrong with that.
I don't know how to do this. This is my first time. Like next time, I'll be like, I got this. Bro.
More prepared.
Hey, bro, I got this. I got this. Cool. Grown man stepping in. But like, you learn stuff from a childlike mentality. You don't know actually what's going on, and you have to take stuff in small steps, like small foundational steps, to be able to get long-term grasps on concepts. Understanding is different than just doing something. Like I talk about grounding. There's this, like, it's becoming part of the floor. Standing is just being on top of it. Like those are two like really relational things that people can say. If you're standing on the ground, you're actually grounded on the floor. Those are two different things, but you're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just your connection with it. It's how you create a connection with it.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
That content right there, that association is like next time you're doing like exercise, be like, well, am I grounded or am I standing? Like, and that's those yes and no responses. This is a complete whole other thing. But the way that people learn stuff is yes and no. Yeah, I don't learn stuff in gray. You can't learn stuff in gray. It's black and white, yes and no. It has to be a way. It has to be right or wrong. And like that grass is green. It's not brown. Like it is freaking green. Like you see that. Yeah.
So you're saying a lot of interesting things, and it makes me, and based off our context clues, based on what we talked about a little bit before the podcast too, you've had some extreme changes go on in your life. It sounds like some things that have kind of helped you on your journey. I'm sure divorce was a huge
divorce
one.
Was the biggest.
I don't know what we can go into about that, but I would be very interested to hear kind of at least a general idea of your story and how that's affected you.
Super brief, because it is a 2-year endeavor of just like this mental breakdown of like oneself. Like you know who you are for so long, and then just something happens just like it's not your truth. It's not your, like, this isn't what I got married for. I didn't get married for this. Yeah. And it turned around and this is what's real now. Like I can't be married anymore. Like, but that's that was the attachment though. Is the attachment of being married, not necessarily to the person. It was just the attachment of a physical, like almost like a physical entity of that.
Do you see that as like, are you familiar with codependency? Anything like those words? So
being by yourself, like can you be by yourself and like can somebody else be by, like, and now, like right now, we're all like,
you can't
well, no, right now I really don't feel like being around nobody. Like I just really love this grind. Like I love this grind. That's what I'm saying. And so the people that I pull around me right now, the entrepreneur side's different. Like I want people that have that same grind, that same drive. That's just like, you're going to grow me because you're going to grow me. Yeah. I'm going to grow you because we're going to grow each other. Yeah. Like you scratch my back, full body massage, bro. Yeah. Thank you. Like you have no idea how much somebody doing something for me means now at this point in my life, because there was, for 2 years, I felt like I was nobody. I feel like you're nobody for someone.
While you were married or after?
No, after I was, like, when I got divorced. When I got divorced, like, dude, before, but I was on top of the world. So I could have done whatever I wanted to do. After I got divorced, I felt like I was under, like, I'd be living under a bridge.
So do you feel like you found like some identity in that? And
I made the identity that's who I was. Like, that's not, but then I told you later on, it's like I had to learn how to love me. I had to learn how to love me and just straight up love me. Like I got other people around me, my mom, my dad, and you just be like, you in a room full of people feel like you're all alone.
Yeah.
You feel like that, bro? Say something to somebody. Like dead serious.
I feel like that a lot. Actually, I'm like my mom calls me an island. So like there's just a whole room of people and they're all like right here, but I'm like a little island off by myself.
I mean, that's like almost like being a recluse, but it got to the point where like I was just always like that. I was just like that.
And in like a sad way.
And it's like depressed. Depressed. Like I don't want to be around people anymore. Like I just hate doing what I'm doing. I was like, bro, like this isn't good because satisfaction came for right now. Stuff make you happy right now just because you didn't want to feel sad.
Yeah.
You don't want to feel sad, but you turn around and, you know, did that stuff for so long. Like tomorrow I don't want to be sad tomorrow. Like what can I do different? And I was just like, I got in the mirror one day and looked at myself. I was like, bro, you got to change yourself. You've got to turn around and actually, like, you know, I love you, bro. I love you. So Thursday, this is crazy. Thursday, I saw my memories. It says, I put up this post and it says, in 2 years, I'm going to make you so proud. 2 years ago is what it said. About yourself. This was the lowest point in my life 2 years ago.
Wow.
And I was like, you know, I was just like, this was the day I made the decision. It's like, you know, I'm going to make you so proud. Note to self. I saw it later. I saw it at the 2 year mark, and which is the happiest I've ever been in my entire life. And I saw it and I was like, man, I said, that's some deep stuff because I was going through it,
So what made you saying loving yourself and you made a decision looking in the mirror, but what else? Like, how did you get?
I didn't want to have to like worry about like making other people happy.
Yeah.
Like if I make myself happy, other people will be happy in the process because they're watching somebody they love be happy. Like think about somebody you love being sad and you're just like, oh boy, we're going to go be around Cole today. Like, no, like you don't want to. That energy, that vibe, it's just like, I don't want to project it onto other people at all. Because I know how I feel inside. Like if somebody else feels like that, we're just going to go sit in the corner and just be sad together. No, that's miserable. It's freaking miserable.
It sounds kind of mean, but I don't hang out with people like that. I mean,
but
they're a friend that needs me.
But my story though is not going to allow me to not say something about it to somebody because that alone is like,
that's how you push through.
You know, push through. But to say that, you know, my 2 year story, it's just long and drug out, bro. If somebody else don't have to do that, like because there's stuff that I did that just changed how I felt, and one of which was like, you know, I'm gonna make you proud tomorrow. I'm not gonna make you proud today. Tomorrow I'm gonna make you proud because we know who holds tomorrow. Like I can't guarantee myself tomorrow. Yeah. But I mean, I know it's gonna come. Yeah. It's coming. It's coming. I don't fear death no more. Like I don't fear nothing no more. Like it's coming tomorrow. So tomorrow I'm gonna be better tomorrow. That's a guarantee.
Every time, and I'm not saying I'm in the same low place that you were in because I'm not right the second. Different places. But I still, the tomorrow thing I really connect with. Because every day I fail every day, and I think most people do. But I'm pretty hard on myself. So
you should be.
Yeah, and
100%. Because if you're not happy with who you are, no one else is going to be either.
Exactly, and no one's going to hold me to the same standard that I hold myself. So but I do the tomorrow thing every day. I'm like, I didn't do that today, but tomorrow I'm going to do it. I'm definitely going to do it, and I probably never do it, but I try every single day to be this perfect. If you just
like really look at like, I don't think perfection is like so like it's a fallacy to all of us. But like if I look at like trying to just take something simple like, you know, pouring a bowl of cereal. This is gonna sound stupid, but like pouring a bowl of cereal, I'm making my bed in the morning. Like if I pour a bowl of cereal and I don't like spill something on the counter, the way you do one thing is the way you do all things. Is like, you know, if I spill something on the counter, man, I got to clean that up. Now if I got to clean that up, that's gonna be the same kind of thing if I spill oil on my car. Like if I just leave it on the counter, I might just leave the oil on the car. Like the way you do one thing is the way you do all things. And I think if we focus on doing stuff right, you focus on, you ready for this? You focus on doing something right. Focus on doing something right. If we make more life and death decisions, that being yes and no, you make more right decisions. Yeah, hands down, 100%. Hands down. Because no excuses there. No one's gonna like. The alternative is death. If you make like, if I look at everything like this, and that's one of the, actually that was the thing that changed. That was the thing that changed for me, is that life and death mentality. It was like, you know, I could live or I could die. I could do that, but what comes out of it? A bunch of unhappy people. You know, a bunch of happy people. Those are the two alternatives. There's not like a bunch of other things that could pop up. There's not a bunch of maybes. It's yes and no.
I like that a lot because one thing I'm diving into is for me self-discipline right now. Discipline's a big thing, and I've been just like breaking down things I don't like about myself to fix them. And one of the things is exactly what you said. I actually made a video similar to where I talked about like throwing something towards the trash can and then you miss and it falls on the ground, but do I pick it up? So you have to, you're saying.
So what do you do?
I typically would maybe like leave it for later. It's not a black and white decision. It's like, well, I don't really need to get up right now. I'm going to pick it up because.
But that gray area thing right there is that cross translates to everything we do. Everything
that goes to like that makes a lot of sense.
Like taking your socks and leaving them on the floor, like little stuff like that.
All of a sudden, your whole house is like
think
messy.
about that crap. When you get married again, your wife's like, man, that man's so clean. Like, oh my gosh, and you become a better person all around. Like how you write, like your penmanship changes, the way you drive, it changes, the way you get road. Like my trip canceled last week. I was supposed to go to Tampa to do a pain management seminar. Dude, I prepped for 2 weeks to do this thing, and I was like, and I found out I couldn't do it, and literally, I told you I make my own schedule.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, well, that's fine. I can always do it another day because the content's still relevant.
Yeah.
It's still the same. Like I was so happy I got all the content done that now like at a moment's notice, coach could call me and be like, hey man, you want to do that thing next week? Like, yeah, I got you. It's already, it's in my folder. The content hasn't changed. So I'm making relevant content. It's just like, whether it be Tuesday or Friday of, 2 years from now, it's still the same exact content. Does it grow? Absolutely. Because I get smarter and I learn more. I learn more about myself and this business is, it's ever going to be, like the product's always going to be the same. Always going to be the same. This formulation is phenomenal, but the content is only going to change because the people change. The people change. You get new customers, new people, new lives, new relationships and stuff. And we will be a household. We'll be a household name at some point. Like ibuprofen.
That's amazing.
Not a shout out because it's not even a brand. Not a brand.
Yeah, that's amazing. So, what is y'all's plan? I guess at this point to. Like, what's the next step with this?
Well, I'm in the process right now of finishing up our website. So probably by the time, you splice all this together, like literally our website be up that you can just post that up. Yeah. But I got a website I'm putting up. I've got an ambassador program we're putting together as well, which is where other people can, they can have a little side hustle, a full-time job, part-time job. You want to buy a cheeseburger or you want to buy a McDonald's. Like, I want to set up a business that was like that for people. And that's pretty important for me. Let my people eat, I want to let my people eat. If you're important to me, like at this point in my life, like you're somebody.
No, that's amazing. Setting up like job opportunities for things that people.
But I don't want to have to be like, hey, you want to quit your job and come work for me? Hey, you want to do something part time and just like you want to post something for me? Absolutely. You're already posting, so why not post something about the pain, like something you're doing pain oriented? That's the pain to purpose thing I was talking about. I was taking the physical pain and stuff that I dealt with, learned through my entrepreneurship. Now we made a business out of it. Now I can associate other people's pain.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Big difference.
Yeah. It really is. I love to see your passion for it, and just entrepreneurship in general, because you don't always meet a lot of people like that.
Not at all.
How's that been? Really, or actually, did this come from here? Like, are you?
This is actually made. This is made out from a fella that we got from Big Pharma. It was one of our old compound pharmacists. We could talk about this another time. The company's got its own story about how it came about. I'd be glad to talk to you about that. Yeah, that's a story. You want to talk about
maybe we can save it for a part 2.
The evolution of OPC, what it came from. It's miraculous because this is even the same. It's not the same formula either. The formula is just it's transitioned, it's changed, and it is amazing. Like this stuff's incredible. But I had a good passion for this stuff, man. I love being able to take something that's negative and turn it into something that's super positive.
Yeah, dude, I am all about that.
Absolutely.
That's life every.
Because last Thursday, somebody crapped on my whole entire life. Like I wasn't going to be taking this trip. I was going to be making money and stuff, and like. But it's something that can be done another day. Like somebody else's schedule wasn't my schedule that day, but I made my life to where I'm not on somebody's schedule.
Yeah.
I'm on mine.
Yeah.
So now, like, if you got something and you just got busy, like, that's okay. That's okay. Like, because, tomorrow's coming. I'll be there.
That's been actually a big transition for me, is starting to realize that, or like not pushing myself to be on someone else's schedule. You know what I mean?
What happened after I got fired? After I got fired from that last job, I was just kind of like, okay, well, maybe this is just the Lord's way of saying, Owen, you need to stop working for people because, you are a good cook. You're a great cook. You had a sous chef position, but then you just got fired as a line cook. How do you go from like being here to here to
Yeah.
now you have nothing. No, I always had something,
Mm-hmm.
but it was just the willpower to want to do something with it.
Okay, I gotta bounce off of that. So I don't know if you read about what I posted the other day, but I had my business in Colombia. My partner stole all my clients and started a new business.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I was making several $1,000s a month for myself. The business was doing very, very well. We built clients for 2 years, and she just called me and said that she was stealing all my clients. And
How'd that conversation go?
She said 4 sentences and I hung up, and I haven't talked to her since.
Okay, well, that's a good amount of talking for you there, darling.
Yeah, I didn't say anything.
You said more than I would have said. Sheesh.
I mean, it was I didn't say anything.
I heard.
Yeah, I hung up the phone because I didn't want to say anything rude. But what I'm saying is, it flipped up my world 3 weeks ago.
Would you ever have seen that happening though? Would you ever imagine that happening?
We were dating.
Heard.
And I started the business, and then we broke up.
Okay. So I didn't know that story.
It was my doing. So it's like, I would have thought that no, I wouldn't have.
Okay.
But because I put so much into it.
It's just something now, like,
she
I'm
knows.
tired of the partnership of like us. Now I'm tired of the partnership of business too.
That's kind of probably her logic.
Well, I'll be honest with you, like,
Yeah.
and this is from you're a good dude, because if this was like business wise, like it's like lawsuit type stuff. And then, like,